This is a pretty common conversation that happens at my office with my clients. I'm buying a house. Yay, congratulations. And I got a second job, so it can help me qualify. And that's where the fun begins. I am Ella Gurfinkel with Fairway Independent Mortgage, Team Ella, and today I'm going to talk at you as to why it's not enough to just get a second job in order to buy a house right now. If this is one of the topics you're interested in, as well as any other mortgage or real estate related topic, please subscribe to my channel because you will find a ton of information I've accumulated over a 28-year period in this crazy industry, and I am here to help answer a lot of your questions. So, a very common conversation that I run into with my prospective clients, with my existing clients, is having more than one job, or more importantly, somebody who is planning to buy a house decides that they can just get a second job and then be able to use not just the primary job income, but also the secondary job income in order to qualify for the home that they've been dreaming about buying. And it's not a simple question, unfortunately. So why is getting a second job when buying a home such a loaded question? Simply put, because there are rules and guidelines that unfortunately are stacked against you. Just like so much other rules and guidelines in the mortgage industry that are not in your favor, friends, and I'm always very vocal about that when I come across those in my conversations. This is one of those rules that unfortunately, again, does not play in your favor. Let me explain. If you have a second job, it depends on what type of program you're getting, of course. There are specific rules in place about the longevity or time on that second job. Meaning, if you just got a second job and you're trying to buy a home, my answer to you is going to be no. We can't use that secondary job income. If you have been working two jobs for at least a year, then and only then we may have a fighting chance, but and only but on a conventional loan program, because the conventional loans do allow for two jobs or two incomes only if they have been in place for at least a year. Now, if we're talking about FHA loans, which, again, for some reason, most people think that FHA is the best thing since sliced bread. That's for another conversation, and I've done multiple videos on that subject. But if most people who are going after an FHA loan or only qualify for an FHA loan are asking about a secondary job, unfortunately, that's where it gets dicey. FHA guidelines specifically require 2 years of concurrent 2 jobs. That's 2 years, concurrent, 2 jobs, and you cannot have any breaks in any of those jobs. Here's a case in point. You have been working, let's say, part-time delivering pizza. Great, wonderful, it's extra income for you. But if you took a month off and switched, let's say, from Domino's to another pizza company, that break of a month is going to be held against you, and unfortunately, there is no defense. You cannot have, again, any breaks on that secondary job, or primary for that matter, if you want to use both incomes on an FHA loans. We can deep dive into other loan types if you'd like, and that's more for a private conversation because everybody's situation is different. But again, more than one job, 1, 2, 3, however many, it has to be an established history. But wait, it kind of gets worse. If your secondary job is part-time, and most people can't physically work 2 full-time jobs, right? I know I can't. I'm sure you cannot either. So if your secondary job is a part-time gig, we're not talking about the gig economy, we're not talking about Ubering, Door Dashing, etc. We're talking about an actual W-2 job. If that job is part-time, again, typically that 1-year requirement on conventional can be expanded to 2 years because part-time jobs require an average of income over a 2-year period. Again, we're back to that 2-year rule, 2 jobs, 2 years. And that's where most people actually are not able to use that second job to qualify. So question of the day, if you have been thinking about getting a second job merely in order to boost your income to be able to buy a house, come talk to me first, please. Because that second job, my friend, may not actually work in your favor, or you may not even be able to use that income. The bottom line is, Before you make any major financial decisions or financial changes, I always ask, implore, beg all of my clients, talk to a qualified professional, no matter what it is. If it's tax related, talk to a CPA. If it is law related, legal, talk to an attorney. If it's mortgage related, talk to somebody like myself in order to get the information straight from the horse's mouth. Okay, don't call me a horse, but don't Google for that. Because while Google may be accurate most of the time, there are many a time when what's being described on Google may not apply to you. Thank you so much for watching. I sincerely hope you found the information helpful. I always appreciate your comments. Subscribe, comment below, and I'll see you on the next one.